Hi there, I'm Deanna Kolmazev.
And I'm Marty Faye Agravante.
And we're back at it again with the Brownie Broadcast. Here's the news that you missed in the U.S. and world recently.
An Arkansas high school held an assembly on violence and drugs and only called down black students. The Pulaski County says that they, quote, regret holding the assembly. A student questioned, why are there no other students here except for African Americans?
In Sandy Hook, families affected by the attack filed a lawsuit against the gun maker, Remington, which created the AR-15 used in the attack. The Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act provides immunity from lawsuits against gun makers. And now, stay tuned for we'll be back shortly with more news.
I'm Natalie Rao with Entertainment News. Kesha has accused a top music producer of rape, as well as years of sexual, verbal, and emotional abuse. The pop star, famous for hits like Tick-Tock, Timber, and Die Young, claims Dr. Luke, employee of Sony Music, forced her to take drugs and alcohol in order to take advantage of her sexually in 2014. Kesha has a lawsuit against Sony Music in hopes to get out of her binding contract with Dr. Luke. He responded with the claim that he has never had sex with Kesha. On February 19, 2016, the judge ruled against her. Since then, many fellow musicians have shared their support. Taylor Swift donated $250,000 to assist her, and Lady Gaga posted a picture of them holding hands captioned, Free Kesha. On Sunday, February 28th, Leonardo DiCaprio won his first Oscar after over 30 years of acting. His speech included the selfless message of global warming. DiCaprio was quoted saying, "Making the Revenant was about man's relationship to the natural world. Climate change is real," he said in his acceptance speech. He continues to say, "It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species. We need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating." On a brighter note, the jokes will finally end, Leo. The jokes will finally end. A poll taken from Agawam High School students were asked, do you believe the final message of DiCaprio's speech on global warming was appropriate? 85% of students responded with yes. The other 15% either disagreed completely or thought it was an okay message but should have been delivered at a different time. That's all for entertainment news.
I'm Deanna Kolmazev with Sports News. After a lifetime of football with his famous father and brother, Archie and Eli Manning, Peyton Manning has announced that he's hanging up the cleats and saying farewell to his 18-year-long professional football career. The 39-year-old quarterback finished his stellar career on a high note, winning Super Bowl 50. He finishes his career with 539 touchdowns, 251 interceptions, 71,940 passing yards, and a title as one of the greatest of all time. Congrats on a successful career, Peyton.
Okay. So the point of Poetry Out Loud is really to bring light of poetry and to learn the poem, and you get to feel the poem, and it's an amazing experience to be able to share that with people. I am really happy I can represent my class. It's a really cool feeling winning, honestly. I get to go to states this weekend, this Sunday, and represent Agawam High School, so that'll be cool. I get to go up against all of the other districts, Longmeadow, Springfield, places like that. I did Personal by Tony Hoagland. That was my first poem, and then the second one, I don't know. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I'm tired. I'm doing Personal by Tony Hoagland. On Monsieur Departure by Queen Elizabeth II. I guess she wrote a poem. And The Lesser. I don't know who it's by. She's like long name. I've heard a lot from like the other English teachers. It sounds really competitive. I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting a really good competition, I guess. I'm a little nervous, but I think it'll be good.
When I was about 3, I went and saw her for my first time, and my dad and mom used to play her music all the time for me. Because I thought it was like a cool idea, and I love her, so I thought, why not? Didn't think it would get this big at all. Yes, because I know she's seen it and it made her smile, but I didn't expect anything back because she's done so much for me already.
Hi, this is Deanna Kolmazev. If you didn't already know, February was Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. And while the month of February has already passed, it's extremely important to have the conversation about abuse in teenage relationships at Agawam High. It's important to know what defines a healthy relationship for each one of us. Qualities such as independence, affection, support, trust, safety, and mutual respect are extremely important in any relationship, and it's also important to figure out what defines a healthy relationship for you. What do you find important in a partner? What makes you happy in a relationship? That'sNotCool.com says that 1 in every 10 high school students will be physically hurt by their partner, but only 9% will seek help. It's extremely important to seek help for yourself. A relationship should not be one that compromises your health and happiness. It's also important to remember that verbal and emotional abuse count as abuse as well. If your partner puts you down or tries to hurt you either physically or emotionally, tries to control what you do, compromises your independence, forces you to do things you don't want to do, or threatens to out your sexuality, or manipulates you, you may be in an abusive relationship. Don't be afraid to seek help from any trusted adult or authorities if you feel you are in immediate danger. Always remember that you deserve to be happy in your relationship and you have a right to have control of your life. In other sports news, the Red Sox are less than 3 weeks away from their opening game against the Blue Jays in Toronto on April 1st. The Red Sox made one of the biggest moves in free agency this year by any team. They signed David Price to a 7-year, $217 million contract. And we're back with more news. Ever heard of Lifeline? Lifeline is President Obama's plan to subsidize $2 billion for low-income households to have access to free internet. Reasons for the plan include unfairness for low-income students who are required to use the internet for homework, and the fact that online textbooks will replace real texts in print. This currently falls into the same funding as subsidized cell phones. The lasting question is, will this hurt or help the U.S.?
Thanks, Tiana. That's a very interesting question. I guess we'll have to see. Thailand was recently exposed for arresting and detaining asylum seekers fleeing from the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Despite being protected by the UN has been keeping families waiting for freedom from their shackles. There's no access to work, education, food, water, and safety for Pakistani Christians living in fear. That's it for the news. Thanks for stopping by, Agawam High.